everyone, and welcome to another amazing episode of Schooling with Jane. I'm your host, Hannah Mendelson, with the wonderful, magnificent, amazing Jane Guzman.
It's nice to be back here again, Hannah. People are beginning to send in questions, and, we got a few likes on some of the previous episodes, so I'm encouraged. It's great.
I am too. It's nae bad what we're doing.
Oh, very good. Very good. Thank you. Yes. I like when I'm teaching people, especially once I get to know somebody and I know they can joke a little bit, that I can say to them, "Oh, that's nae bad," which actually in Scottish means it's very good. We're not used to rewarding people. So nae bad's good.
When I hear that, I know that I've gotten a gold star.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So who do we have this week?
So you're going to check to see if I've done my homework with Jack, if he's possibly bending a little bit more, possibly accepting my contact a little bit more, possibly seeing if we can upward transition into the trot a little better.
As a matter of interest, how long since we started working, would you say?
Right here, I'd say probably about 2 months, working solidly in a consistent training schedule.
So probably 6 or 7 lessons anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Is it bad that we're not perfect after 6 or 7 lessons?
I hate to tell you this, you'll never be perfect. Our journey with horses is an ongoing thing. I have some people who are very experienced riders. I've got people that I've taught for 18, 20 years, and they're still wanting to know a little bit more because each horse is different. So if you look at top golfers, top ice skaters, they have somebody on the outside of the ice skating rink. They come off and they go, you could have turned a bend, you could have done that. So horses, it's vital to have somebody on the ground. It's vital to watch videos and learn more. But you need to be discerning about. Trust your trainer, trust the videos that you watch, and make sure that you're thinking of your horse as an individual. And I'd say from a little horse that was reneging about going into the rings at all, you're now comfortable taking him out on trails, and he's wonderful, and he's beginning to accept more and more contact. So for 2 months, I think you're making great progress.
Well, thank you.
Which is lovely.
He's an interesting horse in that when I take him out on the trails, we just walk out there because I didn't want him to get used to going fast in parts and then I'd feel out of control. And so it's interesting that he knows I'm not going to work him on the trail, so he's more comfortable out there. But then getting him in the ring, that's where he and I kind of get into an anxiety loop.
But I'm sure that's his anxiety as well because of his history. That he's gone on a trail ride on the buckle just walking, but you come into a ring and he's been rodeo ridden, that's what you told me.
Mm-hmm.
So his reaction is, this is going to hurt, I don't want to do this. And he has learned how to pull. And so retraining him that you're not going to is huge. So here, what you're doing is trying to keep that outside rein and just seeing, can you actually ask him to turn and stay on a contact? And he goes, ooh. So your elbow's nice and soft. You have a straight line from your elbow through your hand. You move with him and he moves in a rhythm as you're on a circle. You just follow his head. If he wants to toss his head up, down, in, out, you keep that contact. When he's still, wait a moment. And on your terms, if you want, give the rein. Say good boy. That's it. We're ready again. So you can see there where things get a little bit tense and he goes, ooh, I don't understand, so I'd just rather pull. But you just stayed with him and you just kept that contact and then you walked on again. So that's a huge relearning lesson that he's doing at the moment, and it's not easy.
Something that you've really been helping me with is when things get dicey in those moments, helping me to keep my calm. Because emotional regulation is very important for horseback riding, right?
Unbelievable. We can't take our emotions in because horses are used to reacting, and that's how they've survived for thousands of years. So when they feel or sense Fear, their reaction is not to stand and fight the lion, it's to run away and be safe, to live for another day. So when you are angry or frustrated and you're cross with the horse and life isn't working out, they sense that and they get worried and defensive or run away. So it's really important to try and understand Jack's temperament and why is he doing what he's doing? Why is he poking his nose out? Because that's where he's comfortable, but you're holding his hand. That is huge, and he will learn to work from your leg to your hand, not from your hand to your leg, but from your leg to your hand. And he will be a very pretty little dressage equitation horse in time. We are talking about at least a year, if not 2 years. So maybe the end of next summer or maybe the spring after, he will have learned enough. It's going to take that length of time with him.
I am okay with that. I'm enjoying the journey because you're teaching me how to teach my horse, which is, I
Huge.
never thought I'd be able to do that. Those different emotions, anger, insecurity, frustration, things that both the horse and the rider feel, those all boil down to fear.
Exactly.
You're angry because you're scared.
Yeah.
Horse is angry because he's scared.
Yeah.
That kind of reframes the behavior.
And it's like there he pulled back against you, but you didn't give the rein that time. And then you just sat there and he said, oh, don't do that. So you might sit for a few strides and then just quietly walk off. But you didn't give the rein away. He didn't have to scratch his knee. There wasn't a huge fly on his knee that he had to scratch that very, very, very moment. That was a learning moment.
He's upset that his training on me is no longer working.
That's right. He's going to have to retrain you.
He knows that you're the boss in the ring. One of the things I really love about taking lessons with you is, I don't know if people can see, but I have a little Comtech on my hip with earphones and you have a microphone. You're speaking directly into my ears, again, to keep the emotional regulation as calm as possible. You're speaking to me in this same tone of voice you're speaking to me now. There's no shouting across the ring.
The Comtech system is a system that I've used for many, many years now. It's expensive, but it saves your voice as a trainer. And if you're teaching 6 and 8 and 10 lessons in the day, you're going to be in trouble. But also, if you're teaching somebody at a distance, coming into a cross-country fence, turn away. They don't hear it.
No.
But I can say, turn away. Or if somebody's a bit nervous, I can say, you're fine, you got it. Instead of, you're fine, it's all right, what are you going on about? I think the voice of the trainer is really important to help the rider take a deep breath and ride the rhythm. And that's exactly what you did there. So good for you.
I think that's the longest I was able to keep Jack in a trot up until this point.
It's huge. The other thing I think is recognizing the 1%. You're not going in saying, well, I should be able to trot 10 times round the ring. What's wrong with him? You know, he's being bad. He has an attitude. If you say, this is where this horse is at, could I trot once round the ring? I'm asking. So if I ask you something, it implies that I will accept you saying yes or no. If you say no, then I've got to say, well, are you saying no, I can't? Are you saying no, I won't? How do I react? And so we become thinking riders. We become more at one with our horse, which is why the horseoneship philosophy, it works in my head. And here we are trotting again, so you're riding. We're not talking diagonals. I'd like to see your upper body a little bit more forward. You see how you're kind of standing up and down. As you sit down a little bit too far back in the saddle. And that's a confidence thing. You know, if we can get you to let go the reins just a tiny, tiny little bit and let your weight come down to your lower leg and take a breath, he'll trot for longer.
I will have to work on breathing while trotting on him. Because it doesn't seem like it when you're watching the video, but when you're up there, that's fast.
Mm-hmm. But it's also because you're nervous, so you're not taking a deep breath. I think the thing that you found on the times that you've videoed me and I have the receiver on, I'm talking to the horse the whole time. I'm saying, you're fine, it's okay, it's just a car coming by. So if you use your voice, it forces you to breathe as well. Keep talking. Yeah.
That goes against all the marks I had growing up in school. But
Yeah.
here, it works.
Yeah.
This is a dance. It's not just a domineering situation.
I want the rider to talk back to me. I want you to say, I don't understand that, because it's not about you just doing what I say. It's about you understanding what I'm trying to help you to do to communicate better with your horse. So it's that whole concept of being at one with him. So I want you to feel comfortable with me. I want you to say, but I don't understand that. And as a trainer, I ought to be able to explain the same thing multiple ways. Not the same thing. I've just told you, da, da, da. I've just told you, da, da, da. A good trainer needs to be able to watch the rider, see if they understand, and have a different way of getting the message over till the rider gets it. And look at you circling and everything.
You also know how to push Jack and I that 1% out of our comfort zone, which is huge. That's what you go to the gym for. That's what you want a trainer for. Yeah. You're having us do things that a year prior to this, I didn't think was possible.
Right. And, you're only 2 or 3 months into this, so that's huge.
Yeah. Well, 2 to 3 months into your training program. Yeah. And then I had him for about a year before coming to you and being like, I've hit a wall. I can't go any further by myself.
As we get more confident, you'll begin to come a little bit more forward and you'll get a little bit stronger in your core. And that will make you feel better as well.
And that should help him pick up an upward transition as well. Yep. So rider fitness is just as important as horse fitness.
Yeah. Rider suppleness and flexibility. Riding is not a strength sport. If it was, men would be in different classes than women. You wouldn't have a 60-year-old competing against a 20-year-old, but yet you do in the horse industry. So that tells you that riding is not a strength. You need to be strong, you need to be supple, you need to be flexible, but it's not a matter of how strong you are. It's about how mentally in tune you can be to the specific animal that you're dealing with in the moment. So it's very much a mental sport as well as a physical sport.
That's interesting. It must be one of the few sports where men and women, doesn't matter, everybody's in the same pool.
Same pool, yep, same pool. You can have a teenager against a 40, 50-year-old. Can't in any other sport.
No.
Men and women are separated. Look at you going, girl. I mean, you can see you're still a little bit too upright. But as you get more confident, you'll be able to sink down a little bit more. So it's not about doing it a lot. It's doing it a few times, talking about it. That's good. Well done. Now come a little bit more forward. That's good. Well done. And encouraging the rider as well. Rather than saying, come on, get your shoulders forward. What are you doing? Well, you can't because you're nervous.
Use the carrot, not the stick.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
As much as we're retraining Jack, we're also, retraining myself too. Like as much as we see in the Western movies and TV shows and everything, people pulling back on both reins to stop the horse. In all the English riding movies and what I've been taught before, it's all about having that straight back.
Yeah.
And that's not
necessarily correct.
It's not physiologically correct. No. Yeah.
It takes time because when did you first ride? Did you ride as a child?
I went to a horse camp when I was in like 4th grade or something.
It's relearning that is really hard for the rider as well because you're used to doing certain things. You're used to being upright. And then suddenly someone says, no, you need to be more forward. It's as hard for the rider as it is for the horse.
And then in Western world, they want you to slouch almost is how people describe it.
It's more that pelvic tilt of being down in the saddle. But you can only do that when the horse's back is up and strong. So if you watch videos of, really advanced horses doing the movements that you're trying to do, it doesn't really help you because you don't see the issues and problems. So one of the things that I was excited with you is you wanted to start with Jack and Graham and Cara. That's wonderful because that's what most people are dealing with.
Most people have a Jack.
Yeah, definitely. And look at you go, girl.
And you're having me switch outside reins and go opposite directions.
Yeah.
This was a really big moment for me. I didn't know we could do this.
You were steering. You were going around the place. And he's kind of half running, but you're saying, it's okay. You don't need to. You're fine. You're not pulling back on him. But there's a little bit of a, I'm going to die on your part. It's fine. You did it.
And we didn't die.
You did not die. It was wonderful. So there you go. Did you achieve your 1%?
I felt like this was a 3, dare I say 5% kind of lesson because right here, he's walking the best I've seen him walk.
Because he trotted so much. And you were able to let the reins go and walk and clap him, and he didn't dive right down onto his...
He didn't have a scratch to itch.
There wasn't a fly on him. That's what the difference was.
It's amazing.
They don't lie. I'm sure a lot of people have horses like him, so hopefully we'll get a lot of questions about what we did, why we did what we did. We did not cover diagonal, so I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 people saying, why not?
Because we're not there yet.
We'll answer the questions as they come.
Yes. If you have a question that you'd like Jane to take a look at, please feel free to comment below this video and we will do our best to answer them. And who knows, if you're lucky, we might address it on a future episode. Be sure to like and subscribe to never miss one of our videos. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Hannah.